Chapter 5, The Way to Success. Success, Marcus discovered, brought its own challenges. As the company grew, so did the pressure. They now had 20 employees depending on them for paychecks. They had clients who relied on their product for critical business operations. They had investors who expected returns. The garage days of scrappy innovation had given way to the corporate reality of meetings, deadlines, and bottom lines. Marcus found himself working 12-hour days again, but this time it felt different during his unemployment. The long hours had been about building himself up. Now, they were about keeping up. The joy of creation was being replaced by the stress of maintenance. One Tuesday morning, Marcus woke up and realized he hadn't gone for a run in 3 weeks. The routine that had saved him, that had built his foundation, had fallen away in the chaos of success. He looked at himself in the mirror and saw the old shadows creeping back. Not as dark as before, but present nonetheless. That day, he left the office at 5 p.m. His team looked at him like he had grown a second head. Marcus Chen, the dedicated founding engineer, leaving before everyone else? But Marcus knew something they didn't. The work would never be done. There would always be one more feature to build, one more bug to fix, one more meeting to attend. If he didn't set boundaries, the work would consume him. He went for a run. His body protested, out of practice and stiff. But as his feet hit the pavement, something clicked back into place. This was who he was, not just an engineer or an employee, but someone who took care of himself. Someone who understood that sustainable success required balance. The next morning, Marcus called a team meeting. "We need to talk about burnout," he said. 20 faces stared at him, some confused, some relieved. "I know we're all working incredibly hard. I know there's always more to do. But I've learned something the hard way. You can't pour from an empty cup. We need to take care of ourselves if we're going to take care of this company." He told them about his journey, about the layoff, the depression, the slow climb back, about how he had learned that success isn't just about working harder, it's about working smarter, about how sustainable achievement requires sustainable practices. From now on, he continued, we're implementing mandatory work-life balance policies. No emails after 7 p.m. unless it's an emergency. Flexible hours. Mental health days. And everyone, including me, needs to take their vacation time. Sarah, the junior developer, raised her hand. But what if the work doesn't get done? What if we fall behind? Marcus smiled. Then we'll figure it out. But I'd rather have a team of healthy, happy people doing great work than a team of exhausted people doing mediocre work. Trust me, I've been on both sides. I know which one is more productive. The policies weren't popular with everyone. James, the business development guy, thought they were too soft. Some of the engineers worried about falling behind competitors. But Marcus stood firm. He had learned, in that dark apartment months ago, that the only person he could really control was himself. And he had learned that the choices he made about how to work, how to live, how to be, mattered more than any external achievement. 3 months later, something interesting happened. Productivity didn't drop. It increased. The team, well-rested and energized, produced better work in less time. Creativity flourished. Morale improved. People stopped dreading Mondays and started looking forward to challenges. The company culture shifted from one of grinding hustle to one of sustainable excellence. Elena pulled Marcus aside one day. "You know what you did? You didn't just change our policies. You changed our philosophy. You reminded us why we started this company in the first place. Not to create another soulless corporate machine, but to build something meaningful, something that honors the whole person, not just the worker." Marcus felt a warmth spread through his chest. This was leadership, not barking orders or pushing people to their limits, but creating an environment where everyone could thrive, not demanding excellence, but enabling it. That weekend, Marcus visited his mother. He hadn't seen her in months, always too busy with work. She opened the door and immediately pulled him into a hug. "Look at you," she said, stepping back to examine him. "You look good, happy, different from the last time I saw you." "I am different," Marcus agreed. They sat in her small kitchen, drinking tea, and he told her everything about the layoff, the depression, the slow recovery, about the job, the success, and now the balance he was learning to maintain. His mother listened, her eyes shining with tears. When he finished, she reached across the table and took his hand. "I'm proud of you, not because you got a good job or because you're successful. I'm proud because you didn't give up, because you learned that your worth isn't tied to your productivity, because you're becoming a good man, not just a successful one." Marcus felt his own eyes well up. "I'm sorry I didn't call more. I'm sorry I shut you out. You had to find your own way," she said. "That's what growing up is. You fall down, you figure out how to stand back up. I couldn't do that for you. No one could. But I never stopped believing in you, even when you stopped believing in yourself." They spent the rest of the day together, catching up, laughing, simply being present with each other. Marcus realized he'd been so focused on achieving, on proving himself, that he had forgotten the people who loved him unconditionally. Success without connection, he understood now, was just another form of emptiness.